Hi folks, Puffin here with another edition of the Trumpers Only Speak Chinese series from something I heard on the radio this morning. And I must confess, it took me like 20 minutes thinking about what I was going to say for this video, before I realized that I don't know the difference between Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk. Like, in my brain, it's the same person, or there's one slot in my brain for both of them. And I've got them confused. I know they're two different people, I guess, but for all intents and purposes, they really aren't. Everything they think and say has been scripted by Putin, just like Trump and some other folks like that in that network, the Trump Putineers. And so they're kind of the same, but it took me a while to disentangle. Oh, yeah. I was listening to Turning Point USA. Unfortunately, I just turned to a right-wing radio station, and it was Turning Point USA. So if you know which one that is, I feel sorry for you. But yeah, actually, I found out it was Charlie Kirk, full disclosure. But I was thinking it was Ben Shapiro, and I had some things to say about him for the Trumpers Only Speak Chinese series, just because, I only know these guys from memes. I guess I have heard Ben Shapiro talk once or twice before, just watching people showing a clip of him or something. Unfortunately, again. But anyway, for this series, I wanted to mention that Ben Shapiro made a splash whining real big about, Cardi B made a song that spreads this terrible myth of moisture. Like, he doesn't believe in moisture. He believes moisture is a myth. And he's spreading this terrible rumor that something can happen in the female body. It never happens when I'm around. So, anyway, I imagine Charlie Kirk feels the same way. But it was actually Charlie Kirk I was listening to this morning. And oh my gosh, was he whining about, I went into a coffee shop and they asked me, show me your papers. Show me your papers. He was so scared of having had to show his papers to go into a coffee shop. And, he made all these comments about, how you can have freedom in certain states, and people can feel happy and free in certain states without having to show their papers. Oh my gosh, he made some comments. I mean, I shared a video of his comments, actually, because I was recording it while I was listening to it, but and talking back to him. But he was just like, I can't believe they're trying to protect their customers and employees by having policies. I mean, what happened to being all about business and being about free market and capitalism and stuff in order to allow businesses to make choices for themselves and their customers? What happened to those types of freedoms and that type of idea? Shows they're not even about capitalism. They're only about capitalism as far as it can be served to promote their white supremacist genocidal agenda. That's all they care about. Like, they're just doubling down. All these Trump Putineers are doubling down on spreading the virus any way they can. I mean, it's almost over and they're still trying to spread it. I mean, it's tapering down, hopefully. We don't know, because they can come out with another variant because of them continuing to spread it that makes it even worse again. Anyway, you hear them actively doing it. You hear about cancel Rogan is the hashtag I made, but you hear about, some people, thankfully, thank you, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell and whoever else has joined the effort to oppose these people spreading this misinformation. But yeah, he was whining about it. He's like, show me your papers, my vaccine papers. What do you mean, my MMRs, my no? And he's like, oh, he was just trying to hit all the notes. Like, you can be in your own hometown, and they'll ask you to show their papers. Yeah, there's just to show papers. So yeah, anyway, that's Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry I listened to him. I'm sorry I repeated what he said, but I feel like we have to pay attention to these people and what they're doing, and ultimately hold them accountable for what they're doing. And that does start with Trump and Putin. And when they find out in Russia, they'll hold Putin accountable too. Thanks for watching. Zuckerberg too. We got